Hey, well, all right. My name is Syed, and I am thrilled to say that I'm running for president of the college. And what a phenomenal place this is. Where else can you go where you're surrounded by so many people so different from you that care about you so much? This place has so much energy to it, passion that is defined by competitive spirit while still being kind and supportive. This place is incredible, and from my very first night here on campus, I felt right at home. But the thing is, even during my first O week, as I reveled in the fun and games, I noticed that not everyone felt the same way. On my way back from the diversity talk, the one with Lady Catherine, I had a very special conversation with an international student who felt out of place, that he was being forgotten and left behind. So that bothered me a lot, so I started going around different lunch tables every day, listening to people, hearing their perspectives, and basically finding out that there are a lot of recurring themes. Upperclassmen who feel as though they've been forgotten by their college, newer students who feel that they've been isolated from the beginning for various reasons, and many of my closest friends have overcome these kinds of odds. But I challenge you to ask yourself, what can we do to reach out to lower those barriers, to do better? This is my priority above all else, as an OE advisor and later on as a diversity facilitator. I love what we have here at Bull Rice, everything about it, but we have so much potential to improve, to grow, and to make a real impact. Lubbock College has recently made a diversity committee to discuss these kinds of issues, to challenge isolation in the college, and as Bull Rice president, I would be delighted to facilitate these kinds of conversations. We are on the brink of some incredible change here. Diet has been overflowing with discussion about outreach, about to OC students, to low-income students, and more. So let's push these conversations forward and do something amazing. This has been priority number one for me since the very beginning. But I've been involved in this college and university and many other capacities, way more than I care to remember. Suffice to say that I've been very involved in our government, I even ran Diet one time, and I have a whole lot of experience with administration and looking after large groups of people. One of the programs I run here on campus involves managing 800 middle school students all on campus at once. And as former president of Albert Patrick College, I understand the importance of unity. One important thing I want to cover before those of you who aren't aware, the changeover is in March, and the presidential term goes into the next year, into the following March. There is a distinct possibility that I'll be graduating a semester early, in which case those last 2 months, the position would be filled by one of the vice presidents as per the bylaws. So I've talked to Kush about this, I've talked to Mike and Bridget about this. None of them think it's a big deal, and in any case, something similar happened at McMurtry. It wasn't the end of the world. But if this is a big deal to you, then by all means vote accordingly. One other thing important to remember about this is that I do plan to stay in Houston for the remaining semester. Just because that way I can offer advice in the transition, be helpful, and more importantly, spend some time with you guys, because I love you guys. So thanks all of you for being here for me from the very beginning. When it comes to the traditions of this college and the people I care about here, there's nothing I wouldn't do. So it has been an honor to serve. It would be an honor to serve you as the president next year, and if not, I'm honestly honored just to be here with you.
Alright, so earlier we put out a Google form for people to submit questions if they had any, and we're going to ask the questions that have been submitted on the Google form that people have asked about. So, does anyone have one from the audience first? Alright, the question we have for you is, since, as president, do you see any issues with your potential presidency due to that shorter term that you mentioned you might have? Do you believe that you'll be able to make as significant an impact during your term as past presidents have with a longer period of time?
Yeah, so basically all of the major duties of the president I'd be able to fulfill in the fall semester. As a very good friend of mine put it, what this means above all else is that I have less time to create the kind of change that I want to create in this college. But I'm willing to work really hard to do that. One important thing to remember is that what I want to offer here is an opportunity for something new and different. A new kind of outreach, essentially. And if we can do that, if we can hit on that in just those first few months that I'm here, then I think we're going to have a great presidency and essentially a great future. I want to create something that we can talk about a long time from now.
All right, thank you very much, Daniel.